Hey, good morning, family. So, Reginald Martin here of Metaphysics Sacred Alchemy, where ancient wisdom becomes modern awakening. So, are you a creator of your reality? Or are you victimized by it? Okay. And I asked that question in the context of this. Somebody asked me to talk about Maat. And this is what we have to think of in terms of these ideas from the ancient Kemetic spiritual science. Okay, so I know a lot of people, they study the book knowledge about Ma'at, and they study the book knowledge about ancient Kemet, but the true knowledge and what the ancient Egyptians and Cometians saw was that true knowledge is really the ability you might gain knowledge from a book, but is the inner contemplation of knowledge through life experience that you develop wisdom. And for them, wisdom was the fruit of life. Okay, so you've heard the the symbolism of the tree of life and different things like that. But on that tree of life, wisdom is the fruit. It is the sweet nectar that you get from the fruit. That is life. Okay. So, and this goes directly into the idea of Ma'at. So, also, the foundation of the idea that thought becomes things, the law of attraction movement and different things like that, that is based in this ancient teachings. Okay, this is where it comes from. So let me do a little teaching about Ma'at to help frame this idea for you, and just give you kind of an idea about what it's about. But Ma'at is symbolized as a woman with wings. Okay, and this is important to understand too, because there is a framework that this ancient knowledge and symbolism is based on. Okay, there's a foundational framework. Okay, and through the symbolism, the framework is designed to help you to intuitively grasp ideas. So the deeper knowledge for them was not on the pages of a book, because, family, you have to understand that when you think that the knowledge, the highest knowledge, is from the page of a book that somebody has written, then you become the prisoner of that writer. Okay, your worldview, your life, everything that revolves around those words that you hold in high esteem, you become the prisoner of that book. Okay. Hey, family, I wanted to make an addendum on the idea of the book knowledge. And I want you to understand that I am not dismissing book knowledge. Okay, that's not what I'm doing, because for me, I love researching. I love doing that. I love reading. It's just a part of me. Okay, so I'm not in any way, in any shape or form, dismissing gathering knowledge from books. Okay, and even when I say books, I don't just mean literally books. I mean, whether you're talking about videos, podcasts, however you gather knowledge from outside yourself, that should be the starting point, not the end point. Okay, and in religion, we're taught that one book should be the end point, and when that becomes a problem. Okay, so I'm not dismissing knowledge. We all have to learn, and we can learn from each other. We can learn different things, but ultimately, the true wisdom that you are going to gain is going to be from the experience of the application of that knowledge. A lot of people just stop reading a chapter and going, "Oh, that's nice," then do nothing else with it. Okay. So it's the application of knowledge that is going to bring you wisdom. That's where you're going to get the inner contemplation from, is when you apply it, things happen in life, you start to assess, think about them, and you become a spiritual scientist. Then that's when you gain wisdom. Okay? All right, family. That's why religion can be so dangerous, I would say, in a sense, because as Christians, we were taught that the Bible is the ultimate authority, that there was no deviation from what was taught in the Bible. But unfortunately, those words could be interpreted many different ways, and people did. And people did nasty things to other human beings based on what they believed those ideas were saying and teaching, okay? But the ultimate goal for ancient Kemet was for you to establish your own inner bank of wisdom and knowledge, okay? And again, wisdom is the inner contemplation of knowledge. It is your internal compass that you live your life by, okay? And this is part of the idea of know thyself. So Ma'at being a feminine netter, and I must explain, a netter is not a god. She is not a goddess. That was a misnomer for the ancient Egyptian netters, okay? And the reason why that's a problem is that we think that ancient Egyptians and Kemetians were worshiping these ideas, okay? They believe that a woman could have wings or whatever, this, especially the people who are literalists, okay? That wasn't the case. The netter is essentially a universal law, or it is universal laws personified. And when we're talking about a feminine nature, okay, that feminine nature is the idea in their framework is always an internal concept. And this comes from the idea of when you're talking about feminine, they would use anthropomorphic symbolization to recognize this idea. And understand an anthropomorphized symbol is using something natural to explain and express an abstract concept. So for the ancient Egyptians, everything that is in the physical reality and in our physical reality comes from a metaphysical existence first, okay? In other words, the metaphysical existence is primary, and then we project into this physical existence, okay? So the idea of Ma'at being feminine means that internal environment, that spiritual metaphysical environment is accessed internally, okay? That goes also to the concept of the Christ, okay? The idea of becoming a Christ. It's all interrelated, okay? So the epitaphs that you will hear Ma'at, or the epitaphs that you will hear used for Ma'at are truth, balance, reciprocity, okay? And reciprocity, truth, balance, peace, harmony, reciprocity. All of these things you will hear attached to Ma'at. But those words are only like the tip of the iceberg, family. Those words actually have a deeper layer of meaning, okay? And I'm going to talk about two of them here right quick, but the idea of truth, okay? So the framework of Ma'at being feminine with wings, and feminine being our internal environment, if you talk about something that is truth, and that being our internal environment, family, that becomes monumental, okay? Because that means that our internal mind, our internal subjective environment is our truth, okay? not this out here, because this out here is actually, from a Kemetic perspective, this out here is a delayed reflection of your internal essence, okay? So in other words, life becomes a reflection of your vibrational essence, okay? That's Ma'at, okay? That's the idea of reciprocity. That's the idea that your thoughts become the things that you see in your life. Your thoughts and beliefs are just thoughts that you think over and over, that are imbued with imagination, emotion, blah, 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 okay? So that's the idea of truth and reciprocity for Ma'at, all right? It is a universal law that you create your life from within you. And this goes back to the idea of being made in the image of God. So we're taught as Christians, we're made in the image of God, but somehow we're still unlike God, okay? That God can banish us to hell for eternity. That wasn't the case in ancient Kemetic teachings, okay? The ancient Kemetic teachings are that we are essentially an extension of the Creator. Living life is who we are, okay? We are an extension on the tree of life, okay? The Creator would be the trunk, and all of the branches and leaves are extensions of that Creator, not separate from the tree, okay? Family, that's logical, okay? In other words, you're not going to cut off a part of that tree because that tree is somehow born wicked and unnatural. I mean, okay? So when you're talking about the ancient symbolism, there's a lot of things that end up working together when you understand it, and it helps you understand the ideas intuitively rather than from trying to figure out how somebody explains it on the page of a book. All right? So the idea that your subjective reality is your truth based on your beliefs, family, that should empower you, okay? Because you can change your beliefs when you get ready. Now, as far as what we were taught as Christians, we were programmed to think certain ways, okay? We were programmed really to view the world and individuals negatively, all right? That's just, I mean, if everybody is born sinful and wicked automatically, then you automatically see anyone in humanity through that lens. And because it's in the Bible, you can't question that. You have to accept that everybody is born wicked and evil, okay? It's just, that's just it. But what has happened for a lot of us who have deconstructed or in the process of deconstructing, we have started to question those ideas like that, those dogmatic ideas, which is a good thing. And this is what my channel is built for, is to help those who are deconstructing find knowledge that can help them elevate and give them a different foundation to build on, rather than those negative Christian ideas. But the truth of Ma'at is that you are a powerful creator based on what you believe. And this is why, one of the reasons why I said I don't generally argue with Christians. You know, I've learned that their truth is their truth. What they believe is what they believe. If they want to believe Jesus is a real person, then they can have that. You know, they don't have to prove their faith to me. You know, they don't have to prove their faith to us. Okay. But again, the problem comes in is when they want to try and tell us that we should believe like them and just have faith. No, you got to prove that Jesus existed, you know, so that to make me accept that type of thinking, okay? So, but at any rate, the idea of Ma'at is about you embracing your inner authority. It becomes an internal locus of control, okay? Rather than in Christianity, where there is an external locus of control, where everything that you are about becomes accepting external beliefs, external power, an external savior, all the external stuff, okay? And it ends up causing you to be dependent on these ideas to live your life. And family, the truth be told, when we were Christian, that stuff made us miserable, living like that. They separated life and spirituality. Ancient Kemet doesn't do that. Life is born from your spirituality, and you work through it based on your spirituality, okay? So that's how the Kemetic ideas work. That's how Ma'at works. Life is a reciprocal process of your internal vibration, okay? I'm walking up a big hill, family. But that's what it's about. So that's Ma'at. That's why it is so important for you to recognize who you are, because then you embody these ideas. You become these ideas. You live the ideas. It is not about you. So it's not about you accepting someone else's definition or following their rules or anything like that. It is about you internalizing what brings you peace, harmony, and balance. That again is an aspect of Ma'at. It is a universal law, okay? Peace, balance, and harmony. When you are in peace, balance, and harmony, then you live based on your own internal guidance system. That's the important thing that I want you to understand. So even when I'm talking about Christianity, it's more to just contrast, because you have to understand the difference between what I'm talking about. If there's no contrast, then you can lose the meaning of the new stuff, okay? So you have to connect it back to the old stuff. That's why I talk about Christianity. It's not to put Christianity down, it's to give you an idea of the difference in what you lived and what's possible, okay? That's all I'm doing. So, I understand how Christians can take it that it's negative, that I'm attacking them. That's not what I'm trying to do, okay? Now, I do fight back. I'm not that turn the other cheek brother. So, plain and simple. You hit me. If I turn the other cheek, you best get on your bicycle and get running, because I'm looking for something to clock you with. But at any rate, so that's it. So understand Ma'at is about understanding the truth of who you are, okay? It is an internal process. It is about the idea of you recognizing and developing your divine self, okay? You recognizing that you are divine, not a sinner, okay? That you are the essence of the Creator expressing itself as you. When you look in the mirror, you can say to yourself, I am a god or goddess, okay? I am a god or goddess expressing itself for a little while as this body. That's who you are, okay? But you also have to recognize that you are a creator. That being a god or goddess means that you have the ability to create on this plane of existence, family. That's what it's about. And you're not necessarily going to find the deepest knowledge and wisdom in any book, okay? It is about you. Wisdom is the inner contemplation of knowledge, and it is the fruit on the tree of life. Okay, family? All right, I'm going to go ahead and continue on my walk. You guys have an amazing day. This is Reginald Martin of Metaphysical Sacred Alchemy, out.